George Baldy. I sing bass.
Hi there, John K. Brown. I'm a tenor.
Hi, Hong Kong. I'm Scott. I sing high like a girl.
Hello, I'm Jeff. I do mouth drums.
Hi, I'm Steven. I sing baritone.
We were the lucky ones to take that name first. Rockapella is performed a cappella, yes.
Right. It's Popapella. Yeah. Pacapella.
Well, we wanted to do pop music. We wanted to do rock music, and that tends to have drums. So you either play a machine or you find a guy. So they found a guy.
We made records, and on our records we use vocal percussion. And so to do that live, to sound like the record, we needed vocal percussion. We thought, well, maybe we should just have drums or a drum machine, but it's more cool and more organic to have human sound. Barbershop is singing four guys singing harmony, the same line all along, but this is like rock band. You just have drums and bass and melody, and then two backups kind of feels like the rhythm guitar or pad, or it's just like a rock band, same thing, but use voice.
I think that you have to be born with it. It's not something that you can train to sing lower. And then it's just a skill that you follow listening to instruments that create a bass sound. And that's basically how I create the bass sounds that we have in Rockapella. It's just mimicking an instrument.
Come on, baby, give me your eyes. Come on, baby, give me your smile. Come on, baby, give me your lips. Come on, baby,
I don't think it's just the roundness of a sound. With a higher voice, you automatically know that it's very high. But with a bass under that type of sound, you can just feel the bottom. It's more like thinking it's the bottom part of the sound. That's sort of what creates a bass. At least a low D. Normally for a person to sing bass, it's normally a low D or a low C is what they consider a bass.
We have new records. We have a new record called Bang, came out year before Bang. And then we have an album that's full of new songs that we do. Most of our show is new songs from Bang. We also have a new record we're making this year called Motown and More. It's Motown theme, so we do a lot of Motown too. Plus we have many hits from 20 years of Rockapella.
When my eyes caught you walking by, I didn't know what to say 'cause I was shy. Everybody wants you to know. I'm gonna tell you what I want you to show.
Well, Japan discovered us. I lived in Japan, worked at Tokyo Disneyland maybe 22 years ago, 23 years ago. And I made solo record, joined Rockapella, and then my producer in Japan, Tokyo, said, oh, this is cool, Rockapella, because Japan never saw new acapella, modern acapella. So we signed record deal with Japanese record company first. In America, 20 years ago, radio and record company, they don't understand acapella. It's like too much different from Aerosmith or Boys to Men or anything like that. So it was Japan that first gave us a record deal. So our first records are in Japan. America radio used to be one style. They had rock, pop, R&B, old school. It's very separate. Where in Japan, everything was just American together. Like Rockapella can be by Aerosmith, can be by Belle Biv DeVoe 20 years ago. So all the same. But in America, record companies make it very different.
Yeah.
And so we had a famous television show that helped us become famous in America because we can't get a record deal. 20 years ago. But Japan brought Rockapella to a wide audience first.
I'm so in love with you, don't you see the beginning? We've been together like birds of a feather. I want you now to say yes.
The skill of an a cappella group is a unique skill. I mean, it's all about listening to each other and reacting moment to moment. And I think people who play instruments do that too, but not with their voices. So you have to learn how to do it. It's a special way to sing. Because it's not all about you, it's about you and everyone at the same time. It's a group dynamic, it's a blending.
It's hard because in chorus you have other people sing the same part, maybe simple parts. You have a group, but with our parts are very difficult, very contrapuntal, a lot of counterpoint parts, and so you have to be very solid, be able to hold your own part, because it's not like a chorus part. It's more like an instrumental part almost. So you have to be confident to be a soloist, and then it's like 5 solo parts almost coming together. Not rockapella, maybe some other kind of acapella, but rockapella is a little bit different. I think the arrangements are different than choral parts.
I'll just sing as low as I can go right now and see what happens. Bo, 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 bo.
Yeah.
It's about as low as I can go right now, sitting here with no song going on.
And with the flirty, flirty eyes, with their flirty, flirty eyes, well, I have to flirt with dollies that are real.
I think it helps with, generating the type of sound that he's producing. I mean, if you're a bass, you're a bass. It helps with, we have a sound guy that travels with us everywhere we go, and I think with subwoofers, it does help the sound fuller, but the notes are the notes. I mean, there are people who use things to affect their voices in the sense that Scott could be a bass if he had I guess they call it an instrumental pedal that will allow your voice to be lower, and it drops your voice octaves. But, the reality of a cappella is being able to create it without that affecting your voice.
It was a zombie jamboree, took place in the New York cemetery. Oh, it was a zombie jamboree, took place in the New York cemetery.
It's like a lead singer can improvise with the melody, but our parts are kind of usually pretty intense and pretty specific, so you can't change it. There's not too much time to change the notes, especially. You can do your own style, like George. I gave him a bass line, but he makes it a George bass line, and I give Jeff a groove, but they make it their own. So it's kind of, our arrangements are intricate.
Back to back to back, belly to belly, don't get it in, girls, don't get already. Back to back, belly to belly, the sound of jamboree.
Yeah, record it, make a recording of all the parts, then send recording with your part in one ear, everybody in one ear, so you can learn like that.
That can definitely be learned. But if you're the kind of person who does it in the shower or walks around the house doing it, then you'll probably be better at it than if somebody just learns. And then George and I have a really good time. We have our own little world on stage.
She will be waiting, she'll be the truest dawn, and all this other world I have ever known to come by all that have a fickle-minded real life girl.
No, no, no. I'm the silent member with the inside power.
He's the butter on the toast.
No, I've been with the group for 8 years now. I think it's about 8 years. It's been a great experience. I mean, one of the things we were talking about earlier about the individual to make Rockapella. That's really what I think the group is about. It's about the professionalism of the individual who can come together and be choral as well as a soloist.
We gon' be so sweet. It'll be so sweet. We gon' be so sweet. It'll be so sweet.
Me too. I don't feel that it's something that everybody can do. I think it's very specific, and you need to understand both aspects as a soloist and as a chorus person. That's what makes what you see here special, because each one of these guys have either been to school or have studied, and we not only know, that we're confident in ourselves, but we're also confident in each other. Kind of feed off of that in our shows as well.
Hi, we're Rockapella, and you are watching 2, 3.
Musicandmusic.com. Musicandmusic.com. Musicandmusic.com.